Welcome to Bella's Corner. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about things that your mum never told you. This is specifically for my teenage girls, but guys, like, if you want to stay you can, you just might get a little bit scared off. We're going to be talking periods, basic hygiene, relationships, hair removal, the whole lot. This is more specifically stuff that I had to learn through the internet or through experience, and so I want to share with you guys so that you can learn nice and early, hopefully. So let's get onto it. We're going to start with periods because I feel like this is a topic that might not be spoken about too much, and I think we need to dive a little bit deeper into it, speak about individual experiences, and more nitty-gritty stuff. Firstly, let's start with, what do you want to use? Do you want to use tampons, pads, period underwear? Like, there's so many options, and we're going to discuss. So let's start with pads. Pads are your most basic, like, the thing you hear about the most, the thing that you start using first, probably. Personally, I really liked pads for a good while until I eventually got kind of sick of them. Some of them can be irritating, so you definitely want to like try some. If it's feeling irritated down there, you're not using a good brand. You should switch your brand ASAP. But because it's just sitting there and you're kind of like sitting in your blood, which is like weird to think about, but I kind of started getting a little bit of an ick, and it is like extra padding. So let's say you're wearing like skinny jeans, it's gonna be really tight because you have that extra layer that's like pushing up. It's all tight in there, and it's like, personally when I'm wearing pads, like I only want to wear light things like trackies and stuff, and it makes it really difficult to find an outfit because you can't really style trackies to make yourself look presentable. Pads are good, however, if you like them, then I'm not telling you to stop. This is just my personal experience. I tried tampons recently, maybe like a good few periods ago, and I quite like them. The difference is that they make your cramps worse, because imagine the inside, right, is cramping up and there's something in there, so there's not as much room for it to cramp up, so then it just cramps around the tampon, and then yeah, it does make it a bit worse. So if you do have really bad cramps, you might not want to, but definitely try it out, okay? Because here's the thing, I was always scared of using tampons because I'm like, why am I gonna put something inside of me? Like, that's crazy. But it's really not that bad, and it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. It's not uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, you're doing it wrong. And the only thing is that when you take it out, it's just a really weird feeling, but it shouldn't hurt and it shouldn't be like too uncomfortable. It shouldn't be hard. If you have to force it, just stop. Use something else. You definitely need to make sure that you're changing it very regularly, because there is toxic shock syndrome, I believe is what it's called, which can come from leaving a tampon in for too long, because remember, it is inside of you. The only thing is that you can't sleep in it unless you're gonna like set an alarm to change it every 4 hours. Personally, don't want to do that, especially when I'm on my period. I need that sleep. So that's where, for me, either pads come in or period underwear. Now, you can wear period underwear throughout the day, and it's just, I think they last, like, it depends which one you get. It could last 8 hours, it could last 12 hours. You just want to make sure that you're washing it after every use, because remember, you are bleeding into it. There is blood soaked in there. If you're using it throughout the whole period, that is not very hygienic and probably is going to cause an infection. So you want to wash them after every use. So depending on how long they last, the ones I have are 12 hours, so I usually just use them overnight because it's much more comfortable. It's almost like you're free bleeding, and it's just way more comfortable at nighttime. So I'll wear it at night, wash one, use the other one the next night. By the following night, the one that I washed is dry. You know, it just works. It just cycles, you know. But I also have like quite a few pairs, which is good. So if you want to use them throughout your whole entire period, you're gonna need quite a few pairs because they only last 12 hours. So, well, some only last 12 hours. It would probably just be like daytime, nighttime. So let's say you have 7 days, you're gonna need 14, which really, if you're like washing them, like, it's fine. You probably don't need 14, I just realized, but you need to keep that in mind. So I usually just wear them at night and tampons during the day. I find that the most comfortable. Those are the only things I've tried. I've not tried the little cup thing that you put in. I don't know if there's any other inventions that I haven't heard of. So I can't speak on what I haven't experienced, but based on those three, I like using them all at different times. So tampons during the day, either pads or period undies at night. Most comfortable. I like wearing pads, I guess, at the end of my period because you're not bleeding as much, so you shouldn't put a tampon in if it is relatively dry. It needs to be, you need to be bleeding. It needs to be like wet in there because otherwise you are at risk of more infection, and it also is, it's gonna hurt to put in because it's like when you have to use lube. It's not going in if it's not wet. So you need to have a good amount of blood in there to be able to get it in. And if there's not enough, then you can't use a tampon. It's not going to go in, it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to hurt, it's going to be hard to take out. Might as well just use a light pad or period underwear at that point. Now let's go for a little education, because something that I didn't even know of until maybe last year is that we have 4 phases of our menstrual cycle. These 4 phases are the 4 different weeks. So it should be, your menstrual cycle should be about 4 weeks long. And so it's, each week is a different phase, your body's doing a different thing, and you have different hormonal reactions to each phase. Phase number 1 is your menstrual phase. This is when you have your period. This is day 1, week 1. This is when your menstrual cycle begins. This phase can last from 3 to 7 days. Generally, it's around the 6-7 mark. Don't meme me. Please don't meme me. I just realized what I said. Your mood is generally at its lowest. You feel withdrawn. You feel really tired. Your emotions are kind of all over the place. You might be really, really sad, really angry. This is the time when you want to make sure that you are setting time aside for yourself. Self-care, everything like quietness, downtime, meditation. You really want to channel inner peace in this phase. Phase number 2, we've got the follicular phase. It's called the follicular phase because the follicles in your ovaries are maturing. These follicles have the eggs in there. So you've stopped bleeding and your eggs are starting to get ready to come out and make a baby, pretty much. During this phase, you will typically have an improved mood. You will have more energy, you will be more assertive, more extroverted. This is a pretty happy phase. And this is a really good time to be really social, go to a bunch of events, exercise a lot because your body is feeling really nice. Phase number 3, we've got our ovulatory phase. I literally had to search up how to pronounce that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but we've got our ovulatory phase. This is where we're ovulating. So the egg is released. The egg typically survives for around 24 hours. So in this phase, we are feeling very confident. We're feeling very body positive. Our sex drive is a lot more heightened because we are ready to get that egg fertilized. We're ready to have a baby. We're like, impregnate me right now. That's how our body is feeling. Okay, I'm not saying don't get pregnant as a teenager. Pretty please, but that's how our body is feeling. So we're feeling really confident, we're feeling like really body positive. Because we're so confident, this is a great phase to ask someone out, go on a date, have some job interviews. This is great because you're feeling so confident in yourself and you're not going to be overthinking too much. And phase number 4, we have our luteal phase. This is when our body is getting ready for the menstrual phase. And so the first half of this phase, you're typically more calm, you're winding down, your body, you've got like your anti-anxiety hormones all coming out. The second half is generally the hardest week for women because your anxiety is heightened, your mood is going crazy, you have more headaches and everything. It's one of the worst reported weeks for women out of the whole menstrual cycle. This is a really important week to be taking care of yourself, to be eating really healthy, maybe have like a bath. We really just want to take care of yourself during this week because you're going through a lot and you're not going crazy. Trust me, you're not going crazy. It is just how it is for all women, unfortunately. You have to go through the luteal phase. The second half is the worst, but take care of yourself and your symptoms might reduce a little bit. So I hope that that has helped you understand your body a little bit more. It is really important to understand your body in each of the phases to understand why you're feeling a certain way. Now we're going to move on to period care. You want to be very hydrated. You want to drink lots of water. There are two reasons for this. Number one, it lets everything flow a lot nicer. You're getting a lot of liquid in there, so everything is flowing and the blood kind of comes out more smooth. You know, if you have big like chunks, like clots that kind of come out, it will lessen this and everything's going to come out a lot more smoother and it's just going to feel a lot nicer. And also it reduces cramps because you were drinking a lot and you were staying very hydrated and everything is flowing a lot nicer. The cramps actually are a lot less. So that is very important to drink a lot of water on your period. It's something I always try to do. I'm not a very hydrated type of person. I always forget to drink, but when I'm on my period in that menstrual phase, I always try to make sure that I'm drinking at least 1 water bottle a day. Speaking of cramps, they're very difficult. Controlling the pain, we all have different levels. Some of us might have things like endometriosis and PCOS. It is very difficult. Cramps are very difficult. It can be a really big problem for some people and not a problem for others. As someone that my cramps, the severity is very, like, it's like a roller coaster. Some periods, nothing. Other periods, the worst pain in my life. I have many different things. Medication like Panadol, Nurofen, anything like that is definitely helpful. And if that's like not strong enough for you, go see a doctor. Speak to your doctor, say, look, my periods are this bad. Like, I need help. You might get tested for something and you might find out that you have something, or maybe your cramps are just worse than the average human, which totally sucks, but they'll be able to help you. But speaking basics, Panadol, Nurofen, whatever, good. Don't feel like you have to thug it out and be like so strong and, oh, I'm not gonna take it. I'm only gonna take it when I feel like I'm gonna die. Take care of yourself, okay? Your body is going through so much. You've got so many different hormones releasing, you know, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You're going through so much. Take care of your body. Let yourself take the Panadol. Otherwise, I also really like having baths. Warm or like hot baths are really good because your muscles are all like tensed and they all relax in like the heat, which is why heat packs and like hot water bottles are really good as well. But I get a lot of pain like in my back and my hips, so going in the bath, it relaxes your whole body and it is just the best feeling. It is the best feeling after a long day where I've been in so much pain. Next, something that's really important is, firstly, every day of the year you should be having a shower, but it is especially important on your period. If you are not having a shower every day, on your like normal phases or whatever, when you're in the menstrual phase, you need to be having a shower every day. Not only will it reduce risk of infection, but it also helps your body cleanse out. You're going to get blood probably, depending on how heavy your period is, you might get blood like on your thighs or on like the outside of your area and everything, and you want to have that cleaned off. And sometimes, like, TMI, you kind of get it like in your butt crack. You're gonna want to clean, okay? You're gonna want to clean. You need to have a shower every day. Also, because periods can have a smell. It's more of a metallic-y smell. If you're having a really strong smell, like, go to your doctor pretty please, because that is, something's not right down there, okay? But it does have a little bit of a smell, and it's not a bad smell, but it's a smell that will gather over time and become stronger if you're not having a shower. So you need to be showering every day to take care of yourself. We're gonna move on to basic hygiene now, starting with hair care. Shampoo versus conditioner. What is the difference between shampoo and conditioner? Shampoo cleanses your scalp. It cleans, it gets all the bad oils out, all the dirt in your scalp out. Your scalp's all clean, so that you're not getting all like excess stuff built up, because then the top of your head and it's just going to be all oily and gross, and so it cleans it all. So you want to shampoo twice. The first shampoo is like getting all the like top stuff off and whatnot. The second really digs deeper and gets the stuff on, like really stuck on your scalp off. Conditioner helps the ends of your hair. So shampoo you just want on the top of your hair. You don't need to shampoo your ends because all the dirt generally gathers in your scalp. So conditioner is for the ends of your hair. You don't want to put conditioner on the top of your hair. You put it on your roots, your ends, right? And this restores, it strengthens, it brings a nice little smell to your hair. It's really just a kind of like a hair rescue. My conditioner is literally called Rescue because she's a bit damaged, but strengthens your hair, and it keeps it nice and soft and healthy. Everyone's hair needs to be washed at a different consistency, or whatever you want to call it. My hair is generally twice a week. You don't want to be washing your hair every single day because you're going to get rid of the natural oils. You're going to shed your natural oils off, and we need those oils. The bad oils that we clean twice a week, once a week, 3 times a week, however often, we don't want those, okay? They're the bad oils. They're excess. They make your hair look gross and oily and eh. The healthy oils, the good ones, the natural ones, we want them. And if you're washing your hair every single day, you're getting rid of your natural oils, and then your hair's gonna go dry and terrible, and yeah, we need those oils. But how much you have to wash your hair, the frequency, that's the word I was looking for, is gonna be different for everyone. Get to know your own hair, get to know how often you need to wash your hair. You do not need to wash your hair every single day though. Keeping in the top region, skincare. Skincare is really important. It's important for guys, it's important for girls, it's important for any freaking human that has skin on their face. Like skincare, it's your skin. It's your skin. Okay? This includes using sunscreen when you go out in the sun, moisturizer on your legs and your arms after your shower, but we're gonna specify on the face. So your face, it gets a lot of oils, okay? I don't know if you can tell that I've got some pimples. It's excess oil. You want to wash your face. You want to get rid of those excess oils, which is the same as the top of your hair. So you want to get rid of these excess oils. It's going to keep your face nice and clean. You're going to have less pimples. You're always going to get pimples. Look, we're going through puberty. You know, we're teenagers. Teenagers get pimples. That's how it works. But you're going to be able to lessen the amount of pimples that you're getting. So your face is going to be nice and clean. Sometimes you might notice if you go in the shower, your face gets wet, and you very softly, okay, we're not trying to attack our face, run your nails, you might get all the dead skin under your fingertips. That's really bad. You don't want that, okay? You want fresh, clean skin. Especially if you're applying makeup, you need your skin to be clean for makeup. Otherwise, it's going to come out patchy and it's not going to look good. So you want clean skin, that's what your face wash is, and then you want moisturizer to keep it moist, okay? You want it to be soft, you don't want it to be flaky. Like, I don't know if you can tell my nose is really flaky. You don't want it to be flaky, you don't want it to be hard, you want it to be nice and soft, but not overly soft. So, for example, because I wear glasses, my glasses sit on my nose every day, it gets really oily. But then the top of my nose doesn't get anything and it gets really flaky because it's dry. So sides are really oily and the top is really dry. Not good. You can get specified skincare products for different things. So if your skin is really oily, go to your local, I don't know, wherever you get your skincare from, and tell them, like, this is what my skin is like, what can I use? And they will give you, like, specific products. But you want to be washing your face and you want to be moisturizing your face, and then get your specified products for different things. If you want it for like eye bags, I have really bad eye bags, or anything else. If you have really bad acne, then you can get specified products, but you want to make sure that you are washing your face because it is really important to keep your face clean. You wash the skin on your body, so you have to wash the skin on your face too. Next, we've got bed sheets and pillowcases, so like bed care. As you can tell, I don't have pillows. I don't sleep on pillows. I don't like pillows. I sleep on these guys, which is probably not the best, because pillowcases are really important. You really want to make sure that you're changing your pillowcases, because if you're washing your face you gotta change your pillowcases. If you're not changing your pillowcases, all the oil and the dirt and everything that is collecting in your pillowcase is just gonna go on your face. And then you're washing your face, but then you're going to sleep on dirty pillowcases that are reversing what you've just done. You need to be changing your pillowcases. It's very important for your hair and for your face. Your bed sheets are really important to be changing too, because you're having a shower, you're washing the skin on your body, and then you're going on dirty bed sheets. You're reversing what you've just done. I know that a lot of people forget this stuff when you get older and your mums, your dad, your guardians are no longer changing your sheets for you. You kind of forget. It's not something on your roster. You need to make sure that you're changing them. I don't know how often you're meant to change your bed sheets. I can't lie. I think it's like a week, 2 weeks max. We need to be changing our bed sheets. We need to be changing our pillowcases. It's for the health of our body. Otherwise, you're gonna be cleaning yourself, going in the shower, washing your face, coming into bed, and you've done all of that for nothing because you're getting dirty again. Now let's go a little bit further down the body and talk about hair removal. Hair removal is very important. There's so many different techniques. There is waxing, shaving, cream, laser. Okay, I haven't tried laser. I cannot speak on behalf of laser, so we are going to keep laser hair removal out of this video because I haven't tried it and I don't intend to try it. If you want to try laser or you're interested in it or whatever, go to any beauty place. They'll be able to give you a little spiel about it. Or if you know anyone that has done laser hair removal, speak to them about their experience about it too. Let's start with waxing versus shaving because they're our two most common. I used to always shave, and shaving, you always hear like, oh, your hair grows back thicker, it grows back darker, and everyone's like, that's not true. It's true. Okay, it is true. Your hair does grow back thicker, maybe not darker, but it is thicker, and it's not the actual single hair follicle that grows back thicker. It is that you're shaving and more hair is coming out. So more than there previously was before. So you're removing the hair and then you're getting extra hair follicles coming out. So you might even notice if you shave, look at your underarms, you might notice that there are 2 different hairs coming out of one socket. That's what shaving does, okay? It's also really annoying because if you shave, you have to shave every single day. It's really high maintenance, gets really annoying. We really don't want to be putting in all that effort every single day, and it just sucks. Like, I hated it so much. I would get so annoyed, and I could never be bothered. It is a lot cheaper though because you only have to buy the one razor, and then depending on what you've got in, you buy like replacement heads, or you just buy a new razor when it's time to buy a new one. Waxing, on the other hand, is a lot better because it actually, you're like pulling the hair out from the root. Rather than slicing it at the skin, you're pulling it out all the way. So it actually reduces hair regrowth. So when your hair grows back, it grows back less and it does grow back thinner, which is really good. So over time, over a span of 10, 15, 20 years, you're barely going to have any hair growing back. Really, really, really good. Something I would 100% recommend. People are always scared that it's going to hurt. Look, if you have been shaving, it's going to hurt because your hair is thick. There is so much more hair there, and it's being impacted. The more hair you have, the more it hurts when you wax. It's going to hurt. The first few times that I went waxing, it did hurt. It did bleed a little bit. Bleeding is totally fine. Your waxer knows what they are doing. They're not going to keep going if it's bleeding and they know that it's bad. Okay, they know what they're doing. But if you wax after shaving for however long, it's going to hurt, okay? And I'm sorry. There are alternatives. You can use a numbing cream if the pain is really too much for you. But generally, you kind of just get used to it. Like, if you're going to the right place, some waxes are really good and it doesn't hurt that much. Some specific waxes are really good and they don't hurt as much, like sugar wax, I believe. I personally, it doesn't hurt when I go waxing. My legs, because my hair is like thicker, I have a lot of hair on my legs, European genes, I'm Italian. It stings a little bit, but it's like a 1 second thing. It like rips and it's like, whoa, that kind of stings, and then it's gone, right? So you kind of, in a way, just got to tough it out. I just tough it out when I get my legs done because it does sting a little bit, but it doesn't last very long. So there is that little minor thing. People always worry that it's going to hurt. It really doesn't hurt that much. It's a good investment. You do obviously have to spend more money on it, but you wax a lot less. So it depends on your personal genes and how much your hair grows. As an Italian, underarms I typically have to go every 1.5 weeks, upper lip 1 week, legs a month. So it's pretty good. It's not as high maintenance. It can get a little bit annoying, having to always set aside time and having to book to go. So what I've done is I bought my own wax, and so I do my upper lip myself because I can't be bothered going every single week. And my underarms I do myself sometimes as well. So there are options. You don't have to go to someone and pay them every time. You can do it yourself. You can do your legs yourself. You can do your arms yourself. Watch a YouTube video. They're going to teach you how to do it, and that's a lot less costly because you can just go to Kmart if you want to get your basic wax. You can just get better wax. It'll be more expensive from a pharmacy or a chemist or wherever, and you can do it yourself. It's a lot cheaper that way. I prefer waxing. I think it's a lot better. Let's go to this area. We're going to talk about doing down here. Do we want to shave down there? Do we want to wax down there? Or do we want to use hair removal cream? Here are my 3 things. Shaving sucks, sucks, sucks. You don't want to shave down there. If you have ever shaved down there, you will know that it is the itchiest thing. On day 2, it is going to be so itchy and it's so high maintenance. It's going to grow back so thick that you're going to have to shave more and more and more and more. It's terrible. It's itchy, it sucks. I've never waxed down there. I can't tell you. I'm scared. I feel like it's going to hurt. It's a very sensitive area. I know that you can use numbing cream. I also feel like that's a little bit invasive. I'm a teenager. I low-key want to keep the view of that to myself. Hair removal cream. That's what I've been using most recently. I gave up removing hair down there because shaving was just a nightmare. It was so annoying, and it's I was so scared I was going to cut myself. It sucked. So I stopped for a good while and then tried hair removal cream. There are so many different brands that you can go to. There's some that are very specific to down there, and then there's others that are just normal body cream, whatever. I really like hair removal cream. It's really good. I would say that it's something I'm happy to stick with. I've tried a few different brands. Some are more irritating than others. I would say trying a brand that is specific to down there, just because it will irritate a lot less. The only problem is that you want to be really careful. The hair removal cream actually kind of kills the hair, so it's almost like shaving. I'd say it's a pretty quick thing. It takes me, it's not that quick. It's not as quick as shaving, but I'd say it takes me probably 20 minutes. And that's if I've let it grow out. If I've not, it's less than that. 15 minutes, you're fine, you're good to go. You always want to make sure that you're washing it off after, because then the cream is just going to sit on your skin and you can't see it. You think that you've gotten rid of it all. No, you need to rinse it with water. I've not used cream in any other area. I've not used it on my arms, I've not used it on my legs, I've not used it anywhere. I cannot speak on behalf of those areas, but I know that the hair removal technique is really good. It doesn't take that long. I like to just put up a little show and entertain myself while I wait for it to sink in. It's pretty freaking good. Last and totally least, we're going to go into relationships. We're going to do mainly romantic, but we're going to touch a little bit into platonic and family relationships. Let's start with romantic, okay? Homewrecking is not tough. I'm sorry, it's not. I have had friends who I'm not obviously going to name who have said to me, I know that he has a girlfriend, but not for long. It's not tough to be a homewrecker, okay? You cannot control the way that you feel. If you have feelings for someone, you can't control that. You can control how you react to those feelings. And if you're going to be a homewrecker, I don't care if the relationship is toxic, be there as a friend. Homewrecking is not tough. It's not nice. It's not cute. It's not quirky. Don't be a homewrecker. Intimacy. Intimacy is really difficult. I did have a video about sexual assault and the difficulty around intimacy after being sexually assaulted. I am probably going to make a video more deep into the actual intimacy after sexual assault, because that video was just about the aftermath, so it was talking about a whole different bunch of things. But I think intimacy after a sexual assault is a really important thing, and it's a really difficult thing to speak about. So I'm not going to narrow this down and just talk about intimacy after sexual assault, because I know for a lot of people that's not the case. Intimacy as a whole is very difficult. I think it's hard to tell whether you want to be intimate with a person or not. And intimacy can range from so many different levels, okay? It could be intimacy with, like, emotionally and whatnot. In this sense, we're talking physically. Even then, it could be kissing, then making out. It could be, hand stuff, oral sex, and then your normal sex, right? I feel like being intimate with the person is a very vulnerable thing. Personally, I believe you should not be intimate with anyone and everyone. Going around, sleeping around and whatnot. At the end of the day, it's not good for you, it's not good for them. You're not really gaining anything out of it apart from pleasure. And I feel like that's just not enough to be gaining out of it. That's personal. If you want to go and sleep around and, like, have one night stands, get with people, that's your choice, your body, your choice. I just think that it's not good for you. You're going to lose the sense of closeness and pure intimacy with a person and vulnerability when you fall in love with a person and get intimate with them. If you're like having sex with everyone, when you have sex with your partner, it's not going to feel any different. So I feel like intimacy is a very beautiful thing. It really shows the closeness and vulnerability in a relationship, and it's something you should treat with care. Choosing whether to get intimate with a person and what level to get intimate with them is different across people. I know, or I'm assuming most of my Christian friends will be watching this right now. For Christians, we wait until marriage. So for Christians, that line of intimacy and who to get intimate with and whatnot is going to be cut and decided on very differently to someone who's not Christian and doesn't have that belief. I would say just be very careful with who you choose to be intimate with. It is something intended to be really beautiful. You don't want to abuse that, and you don't want to get with someone who's going to abuse that. You might look in the mirror and not love your body, but at the end of the day, it's yours, and it's beautiful, and you should take care of it. And not everyone deserves to have it. Lastly, when it comes to relationships, something that's really important for me is prioritizing your mental health. This can be any relationship, okay? This can be parent, guardian, and kid. This can be romantic, platonic, teacher and student, any relationship, co-worker, or like employee and boss. Any relationship, prioritize your mental health. This is much easier said than done, but it is something that I have learned to do that has really helped me in the long run. It is something that I can now easily do, and I don't have to feel guilt. So prioritizing your mental health can look like a lot of different things. If someone is doing something that is, let's say, triggering you. Let's say you have a history with self-harm, and they make jokes about self-harm a lot, and you've spoken to them and you've said, hey, can you please not do this, and they keep doing it. They might be your best friend in the universe. You might love them so much, and this isn't a deal breaker for you guys to stop being friends, but you need to prioritize your mental health and provide that space. You need to. Otherwise, you're going to go down a rabbit hole. Your mental health is going to go really bad again, and you might end up back in that same place that you were a year ago, a month ago, a week ago, So, prioritizing your mental health is really important. The people you surround yourself with really impact what your mental health looks like, your well-being, and who you are as a person. So, it is really important to be able to step back and be like, I love you, I love our relationship, I love our friendship, I need some space because my mental health is plummeting a little bit, and I need to take care of myself. There are a lot of different situations where I've had to do that, and if someone's not understanding of that, that's them. You need to take care of your own mental health, because nobody else is going to care for your mental health in the way that you do. You need to care for yourself before anyone else can care for you. So if you're going through anything at all, Like, if you're friends, for example, you have two friends, and you're close with both of them, but they are having problems with each other, and they're both confiding in you, you have a right to step back and be like, I need you guys to not confide in me because this is stressing me, it's making me anxious, it's making me overwhelmed, and I can't deal with it. Like I said, much easier said than done. It is something that I gradually started doing when I realized how important it was to take care of my own mental health. And it started off really difficult. It started off as something that, yeah, it was hard to do, but eventually you grow the skill to be able to prioritize your mental health. You grow the skill of how to speak to people about this kind of stuff and how to word it when you have to have those difficult conversations with people. If there was anything I missed that you want me to speak about, any other topics, anything in these topics that you want me to speak about, comment it down below. Send me a message on Instagram. I got you. I will make another part if there are things that I have missed that people need advice on that your mom has not told you. So let me know. But I hope this video did help you. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely week, a lovely day, a lovely sleep, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. I hope whatever you're about to do is amazing, it refreshes your soul, and I hope to see you guys for my next video.